I was locked up in jail for 2.5 days. And like I say, I was freed by Jesus. He came into my jail cell and he released me from all my worry. I started to feel like I was saved from hell that I was going to be experiencing in jail and maybe prison. I was shackled in a marriage by an abusive woman where her mental state was far from being stable. And I was freed from her by Jesus freeing me from her. I prayed day in and day out, hoping for a miracle. When I was in jail, I had to do a lot of thinking and praying. Not that I did anything wrong. I was mainly praying for Jesus to free me from my current marriage and to save me from jail. However, sorry, I lost where I was. However, was also in jail and served a misdemeanor. Jesus, however, also was in jail and served a misdemeanor in the Roman Empire, felony according to the Jews. Jesus was arrested and tried for blaspheming, performing miracles, and preaching the kingdom of God. In the days of Moses, to Jesus claiming to be God or Son of God was a felony, which ended in death by the Jewish people. Barabbas served a felony, which turned to be cut short and looked like a misdemeanor. Jesus' friends and family tried to bail Jesus out and save him, but there was no saving him, there was no bail. My bail was $1,000. I got bail, but Jesus didn't. According to the Jewish people, they believed he was lying and must be put to death for false charges brought against Jesus. Why were the charges false? Jesus is God, and he was saying who he was and what was to happen, which did happen. If I was to destroy the White House for allowing Congress to ban the Confederate flag from retailers and ban it from buildings, I'd be charged with a felony death sentence. The charge would be terrorism. Jesus was a martyr, not a terrorist. He destroyed the temple after his body died, but not his spiritual body. With God, everything is possible, including being freed by Jesus from jail. I was hoping I'd get released from jail, and it came true. I'm on supervised release probation, I may add. I talked to my attorney, which there were no lawyers in the time of Jesus. It was the governor or the king that decided the fate and determined whether or not the defendant or plaintiff was innocent or guilty. The Beit Din, who is the council of elders, which is 12 rabbis, determined the charge against Jesus, and they convicted him guilty. They transported him to Pilate's place, and then Pilate told them to take it to Caesar. Julius Caesar found him innocent, but deranged. The Jewish people and offensive officials got mad at them and forced Pilate to have Jesus die by crucifixion. I was transported to jail after my ex-wife lied to the police, and then justice was served a few days later after I came back home. Well, it was actually a day same day I came back home, but the morning and noon. My prayers have been answered, and I'm happy that I was saved by Jesus and freed by Jesus. My wife's psychopath. Just when things look bleak, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. There is always someone there for you. My mom took me in when I had nowhere else to go, and my wife forced me to turn on my own mother back before I went to jail. I didn't do it intentionally, but she did it by force. Yeah, she was too old for me. She hurt me. And I learned a huge lesson out of it. It was a huge lesson. And I just hope that my message that I'm trying to tell you, to never stop hoping, to always trust in Jesus, to never date anyone or marry anyone that is mentally unstable, or marry date anyone who has severe PTSD, depression, stuff like that. If you enjoyed this sermon, be sure to click the like and subscribe button. This is PG from McNeil Ministries, signing off.